Good morning, welcome back to another Monday with the poultry, and it's glorious. It's a lovely day today as we walk down. I've only just got here, so I'm just walking down, and as you've probably figured out from the title of this video, today we are going to talk about death. That is death of your birds, your flock, either death that is caused by you or natural or predators. But just before we get into that, you seen the size of these acorns? See, look at that, they're huge. Like, I got big hands anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna have to watch myself when I'm walking underneath that, when they start falling. I've moved the gate for the geese and ducks. Reason being was because last Monday night, actually it was Monday night, and this is one of the reasons why we're talking about the death today, but I will explain what we're going to do. You can keep watching, and even if you're young, old, scared, don't want to hear about it, and then I'll explain when we get onto the nasty bits and the stuff. I'll explain all that in a minute anyway. So anyway, last Monday I came down here, and you might be able to see some feathers on the floor. There was actually a fox in the coop down here, and he killed Baron Greenback, which is one of the big Orpington males, and he was down there with Baron Greenback. So we scared him off, rechecked all the fencing, done everything, but we'd lost Baron Greenback, unfortunately. Had we have been here maybe 10 minutes earlier, it wouldn't have happened. So the evening afterwards I came down, and I was inside, I was doing something with the chicks inside, and I could hear this mighty commotion going on, which you quite often get when two of them start having a little bit of a scrap and they get on at each other. There's this mighty commotion going on, and I came out, and one of the Orpington males, one of these two here, was over here with the fox, and the fox was trying to grab it and he was snapping at it, but he wasn't getting it. So I had that water barrel, but that was over there. So I came out the coop, there's Mr. Fox with my chicken, there's me, there's water barrel. So I just picked up the water barrel and just launched it at the fox, caught him square on the head with it. He looked around at me, and then he scuttled off and out through there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the death of the birds and what you do, how you deal with it, whether if you do it yourself, and how it works basically. So we're going to start off in this video today. I'm just going to talk, I'm just going to explain. I have got one chicken that needs to be culled, unfortunately, so I'll do that, but that's going to be in a separate video, so that won't be in today's video. Today's video is just going to be the talking about it and how we deal with it and what we do. So let's get these guys out, because they're screaming at me, as you can hear. Three, two, one, release the beast. See, there's Mrs. E. She's still up and about. And here come all the ducklings. All right, there we go. So, one of the questions we get asked is, when you come down here and your flock's been attacked, whether that's attacked by a fox, attacked by a bird of prey, or if it's been attacked by anything else, what do you do with the carcasses? Because obviously you've got these carcasses left, so what on earth do you do with them? Now, bloody turkey. Now, us being here, we're in the lucky position that we can take our carcasses right down the far end of the field, so away from the flock, and we can actually place them in a hedgerow down there, and then they get taken by other predators. So things like badgers will come and take them. Can you believe that's going to be ready for Christmas, to give a good meal at Christmas? Yes, there we go. That's the 4 little turkeys. They need some more feed. That one's the biggest one. And then we got the 4 of them. I'll sort them out with some water actually while I'm here. So yeah, we can take our birds down to the hedgerow and we can dispose of them naturally. I suppose that's the best way of putting it. It only happens with 1 or 2 birds. We don't do it with more than that, because obviously you then end up with too many birds in the way, but they're normally gone within overnight. They're gone. The other way, if you don't want to do that yourself, you can treat it like you would treat the Sunday roast, and you can just double bag your carcasses and place them in with your normal household rubbish. Well, at least around my way you can. It might be worth just checking with your local council just to make sure. So you get birds that die through either old age. They might get a disease. I lost a leghorn over the weekend as well. That had picked something up. I wasn't 100% sure what. She'd been off for a couple of days. And you get the birds that are killed by predators. The predator might take the body. It might just leave you with the remnants. So just be aware that if you've never had an attack, that might be something that happens. Now, the other thing that happens is when you hatch out eggs, there is a chance that the chick isn't going to hatch and be perfectly well. There's an old saying that goes around all the poultry growers: if you're not prepared to dispatch, don't hatch. It is that simple. If you're not prepared to dispatch a bird, to kill a bird, to end the bird's life, then don't hatch eggs. That simple. Because what happens is you'll go around and you'll hatch out a batch of eggs and everything will be fine. You'll be like, yes, this is perfect. And then you'll hatch out another batch and everything will be fine. You're like, yes, this is perfect. And then you'll hatch out another batch and you'll get that one that isn't growing as well as the others, that one that's a little bit slow, that one that isn't up as much as the others, isn't fluffed up, it's got its eyes closed and it's over to one side and it's just a little tiny chick. It's like that big, and you've then got to kill it. And you've got to think, how are you going to do that? And if you're not prepared to do that, then don't hatch eggs. That simple. Now, the way how I do it is, because you can't use any of the methods we use on the big birds on little tiny chicks like that, because it just does not work. What you do is you take a good quality pair of garden shears and you literally use them to break the neck of the bird. That's probably the best way to describe it. Without getting too graphic and into too many details, that's probably the best way to describe it. That works very well with little tiny chicks. It's very quick. It doesn't... How can I describe it in a non-graphic way? It doesn't always create 2 pieces. Sometimes it does create 1 piece, but with that 1 piece, the neck is broken, the spinal cord is gone, and it is over in just like a matter of seconds. Oh yeah, empty brood box, as you can see. So that is that with that. Yeah, I'll come back and pick up some eggs in a second. So let's go down here. So we're then moving on from where we have the predators and the old age and the disease. We then move on to stuff at your own hands, where, like I've just described the chick there. Oh crikey, you guys need feed as well. I'll sort all the feeds out in a second. There is times where you have to do stuff yourself. Now, you might have to do it because your bird is injured and it's unrealistic that the bird is going to survive. So for example, it might have been attacked by a fox. Had I not have got to one of these ones quicker, the fox might have attacked it. I might have scared off the fox, but the chicken was then going to be that far gone that it wouldn't be worth saving. So you've then got to dispatch it. It might well be that... It might well be that your bird has got some sort of disease, some sort of problem, it's either not worth taking to the vet, or you can't afford to take it to the vet, to pay the vet the, what is it, 20 something pounds I last paid for the consultation with the vet. But obviously it would be charging more, so then it's easier if you can deal with it yourself. It may be that you have hatched out a load of chicks. He says as he's walking through the chicks that he's hatched out, and that you need to bring the numbers down to get rid of the cockerels. It's like the cockerels in here. We're going to do them, and we're going to dispatch them because we're going to eat them. And it might just well be that, as I just said, you are going to eat the birds. Or it could be that your bird has developed something, so you need to come up with a way of how to dispatch it. And you need a method. In the UK, things are slightly different to America. Like, I watch a lot of American videos. Oh dear, right, where was I can't remember. I was just had a phone call then, and that totally throws me off. So yeah, talking about the reasons why you would have to dispatch a bird, and unfortunately I've got a bird in here that I've got to dispatch. It's the 15-day bird. Let me bring it out and I'll show you. Right, so this is day 15 bird. It hatched after 15 days in the incubator. So it's always been a bit of a strange bird. And when it hatched, it had what's called a splayed legs. So rather than its legs hanging down, it had one leg that went over to one side. And it's the first ever bird that the wife was able to strap up and get sorted out. And we repaired it. It was able to then walk around and everything else like that. But ever since then, its legs started to grow out to the side. Can you see how the foot is actually turned? So its leg is actually out to the side, and it can't really walk around very well. So it's losing weight, and it's not doing very good. So I'm going to have to dispatch that, which in the UK, you can't just do like they do in America, which is where they just put up a killing cone and they slice it and then they just let it bleed out and let it go. That's not, how can I put it? That's not recommended. There's the Humane Society, and they've got their website, and there's a great thing on there about what they recommend. And one of the ways they do recommend is neck dislocation. And I've been told of, oh, she's in there, I'll sit down on it. I've been told of several different ways. See how the survivor's now bigger than the bantams. I've been told of several different ways to do it, but the best way I have found to do it myself is the broomstick method. So I'll cover the broomstick method in another video, because that's coming up very shortly. Well, it's not coming up very shortly, but I'm going to record it very shortly. So I hope you found this video helpful. I must admit, I did write down some notes, but I left the notes at home, so I'm just kind of like blabbering away as I talk and walk and talk and walk, whichever way you want to say it. And I just like you to understand, if you're not a chicken keeper, like you can see how number 15 is just fluttering around. She can't even hop anymore. She used to hop everywhere. As a chicken keeper, or a duck keeper, goose keeper, you have life, which is here, and you're always going to have death, and you've got to realise that you've got to deal with the death in the flock, whether that be the natural death or the death at your own hands. Well, I say natural, and that includes predators. And yeah, we know you're a boy, we can see. I am looking for something as I'm walking around, so don't worry, I'm not just wandering aimlessly. So yeah, and it's something that's got to be dealt with. And if you want to keep animals like this, you have to understand and be prepared that you are going, at times, you are going to have to do stuff that's, one, not going to feel very comfortable if you've never done it before, or if you have done it a couple of times, it still doesn't feel very comfortable, especially with the little tiny chicks. That, even me, I'm a 6'3", 95 kilogram hunk, as I describe myself. Yeah, I'm standing by for the comments now. Yeah, I know. And you know, that even upsets me having to do that with them, but it's just part of the life cycle. It happens, and even though we can try to mitigate everything that we can, we're still going to get it. It's not going to be an impossible thing. Like, I think one of my older brown birds is on her way out. This one down here, who's just behind Herky, I think she's on her way out, but we'll wait and see. She might just be having a end of summer flush. She might even just be getting ready for her molt. She's been a bit down the last couple of days, but you know, we'll wait and see. So I hope that understands. If you've got any questions, any comments, if you think I've missed out anything, please leave it down below. Let me know. And as I say, I'm now going to record one, which is where I use the broomstick method, which I feel is one of the best methods within the UK to use to end your birds, as if it were. It's quick, it's easy, and it gets stuff done and out of the way. So thanks for watching. Not the best of subjects, I understand, not the easiest of subjects for a lot of people to talk about or to understand or to get right down into the nitty gritty of. And I know I've only just skimmed over the surface of it, but thanks for watching anyway. Leave us a comment, leave us some questions, and I might do another follow-up video at another time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.